CBD is your off button for your daily stress. Jupiter Organic CBD helps relax your mind and body for better and deeper sleep. It's 100% USDA organic, never makes you high, and is, of course, legal to buy and consume in all 50 states. Pair this podcast with Jupiter CBD for better sleep and less stress. Get 10% off with code ASMR at getjupiter.com. That's getjupiter.com, promo code ASMR for 10% off your order.
Section 7 of Beowulf. 18. A cup she gave him with kindred greeting and winsome words. Of wounden gold she offered to honor him, arm jewels twain, corslet and rings, and of collars the noblest that ever I knew the earth around. Ne'er heard I so mighty neath heaven's dome a hoard gem of heroes, since Hama bore his bright-built burge, the bristling's necklace, jewel and gem casket. Jealousy fled he, Eomenric's hate, chose help eternal. Heorot Gyat, grandson of Swerting, on the last of his raids, this ring bore with him, under his banner the booty defending, the war-spoil warding, but word o'erwhelmed him, what time in his daring dangers he sought feud with Frisians. Fairest of gems he bore with him, over the beaker of waves, sovereign strong, under shield he died. Fell the corpse of the king into keeping of Franks, gear of the breast and that gorgeous ring. Weaker warriors won the spoil, after gripe of battle, from Geatland's lord, and held the death-field. Din rose in hall, whilst Theo spake amid warriors, and said, "This jewel enjoy in thou jocund youth. Beowulf loved these battle-weeds, where, a royal treasure, and richly thrive. Preserve thy strength in these striplings here, counsel and kindress, requital be mine. Hast done thou deeds that for days to come thou art famed among folk, both far and near, so wide as washeth the wave of ocean his windy walls? Through the walls of life prosper, O Prince. I pray for thee rich possessions. To son of mine be helpful indeed, and uphold his joys. Here every earl to the other is true, mild of mood, to the master loyal. Thanes are friendly, the throng obedient, liegemen are revelling, list and obey." Went then to her place, that was proudest of feasts, flowed wine for the warriors, word they knew not, destiny dire, and the doom to be seen by many an earl, when eve should come, and Hrothgar homeward hasten away, royal to rest. The room was guarded by an army of earls, and erst was done. They bared the bench-boards, abroad they spread beds and bolsters. One beer-carouser, in danger of doom, lay down in the hall. At their heads they set shields of war, bucklers bright. On the bench were there over each atheling, easy to see, the high battle helmet, the haughty spear, the corslet of rings. 'Twas their custom so ever to be for battle prepared, at home, or harrying, which it were, even as oft as evil threatened their sovereign king. They were clansmen good. 19. Then sank they to sleep, with sorrow one bought his rest of the evening, as oft time had happened, when Grendel guarded that golden hall, evil wrought till his end drew nigh, slaughter for sins. 'Twas seen and told how an avenger survived the fiend, and was learned afar. The livelong time after that grim fight, Grendel's mother, monster of women, mourned her woe. She was doomed to dwell in the dreary waters, cold sea courses, since Cain cut down with edge of the sword his only brother, his father's offspring. Outlawed he fled, marked with murder from men's delights, warded the wilds. There awoke from him such fate-sent ghosts as Grendel, who war-wolf horrid at Heorot found, a warrior watching and waiting the fray, with whom the grisly one grappled amain. But the man remembered his mighty power, the glorious gift that God had sent him, in his Maker's mercy put his trust for comfort and help. So he conquered the foe, felled the fiend, who fled abject, reft of joy, to the realms of death, mankind's foe. And his mother now, gloomy and grim, would go that quest of sorrow, the death of her son to avenge. To Heorot came she, where helmeted Danes slept in the hall. Too soon came back old ills of the earls, when in she burst, the mother of Grendel, less grim though that terror, e'en as terror of woman in war is less might of maid, than of men in arms, when hammer forged the falchion hard, sword gore-stained, through swine of the helm, crested with keen blade, carves amain. Then was in hall the hard edge drawn, the swords on the settles, and shields a many held firm in hand, nor helmet minded, nor harness of mail, whom that horror seized. Haste was hers, she would hie afar and save her life when the liegemen saw her. Yet a single atheling up she seized, fast and firm, and she fled to the moor. He was for Hrothgar, of heroes the dearest, of trusty vassals betwixt the seas, whom she killed on his couch, a clansman famous, in battle brave. Nor was Beowulf there, another house had been held apart, after giving of gold for the Geat renowned. Uproar filled Heorot, the hand all had viewed, blood-flecked, she bore with her. Bale was returned, dole in the dwellings. 'Twas dire exchange when Dane and Geat were doomed to give the lives of loved ones. Long-tried king, the hoary hero, at heart was sad when he knew his noble no more lived, and dead indeed was his dearest thane. To his bower was Beowulf brought in haste, dauntless victor. As daylight broke along his earls, the atheling lord with his clansmen came where the king abode, waiting to see if the wielder of all would turn this tale of trouble and woe. Strode o'er flood the famed in strife with his hand companions, the hall resounded, wishing to greet the wise old king, Ingwines' lord. He asked if the night had passed in peace to the prince's mind. 20. Hrothgar spake, helmet of Scyldings. Ask not of pleasure, pain is renewed to Danish folk. Dead is Asherah of Jormunlaf the elder brother, my sage adviser and stay in council, shoulder comrade in stress of fight when warriors clashed and we warded our heads. Hewed the helm bores, hero famed, should be every earl as Asherah was. But there in Heorot a hand hath slain him, of wandering death sprite. I wot not whither, proud of the prey, her path she took, fain of her fill. The feud she avenged that yesternight unyieldingly. Grendel in grimmest grasp thou killedst, seeing how long these liegemen mine he ruined and ravaged. Reft of life in arms he fell. Now another comes keen and cruel, her kin to avenge, faring far in feud of blood, so that many a thane shall think, who e'er sorrows in soul for that sharer of rings, is the hardest of heart bales. The hand lies low that once was willing each wish to please. Land-dwellers here, and liegemen mine, who house by those parts, I have heard relate that such a pair they have sometimes seen, march stalkers mighty, the moorland haunting, wandering spirits. One of them seemed, so far as my folk could fairly judge, a womankind, and one, accursed in man's guise, trot the misery track of exile, though huger than human bulk. Grendel in days long gone they named him, folk of the land, his father they knew not, nor any brood that was born to him of treacherous spirits. Untrod is their home, by wolf-cliffs haunt they, and windy headlands, fenways fearful, where flows the stream from mountains gliding to gloom of the rocks, underground flood. Not far is it hence in measure of miles that the mere expands, and o'er it the frost-bound forest, hanging sturdily rooted, shadows the wave. By night is a wonder weird to see, fire on the waters. So wise lived none, of these sons of men, to search those depths. Nay, though the heath rover harried by dogs, the horn-proud hart, this holt should seek, long distance driven, his dear life first on the brink he yields, ere he brave the plunge to hide his head. 'Tis no happy place. Thence the welter of waters washes up, wan to welkin when winds bestir evil storms, and air grows dusk, and the heavens weep. Now is help once more with thee alone. The land thou knowest not, place of fear, where thou findest out that sin-flecked being. Seek if thou dare. I will reward thee for waging this fight, with ancient treasure, and erst I did, with winding gold if thou winnest back. End of section 7.